everyone. For which positive integers k is the following series convergent? So we're going to use the ratio test, and we're going to get the limit as n approaches infinity, and that's going to be a sub n plus 1 divided by a sub n. So this is going to equal the limit as n approaches infinity. Now for our a sub n plus 1, we're going to get absolute value of n plus 1 factorial squared divided by k times n plus 1 factorial. And then we're dividing by a sub n, so that's going to be the same as multiplying by k times n factorial divided by n factorial squared. All right. Now this is going to simplify to the limit as n approaches infinity. And for our numerator, we're just going to get n plus 1 squared. All right, because this part will cancel out for the denominator. The denominator, what you're going to get is k times n plus 1. And then we have k times n plus 1 minus 1 dot k n plus 1. All right, absolute value. Now, what we're going to do is look at if k is 1. What happens when k is 1? What happens when k is 2? And what happens when k is greater than 2? So that kind of gives you a hint. So let's look and see what happens when k is 1. If k equals 1, then we get the limit of n approaching infinity of absolute value of n plus 1 squared divided by n plus 1. Now, this obviously, since the numerator is greater than the denominator, equals infinity. So it's divergent here. Divergent. So k equals 1 does not work. So let's try k equals 2. So if k equals 2, we're going to get the limit as n approaches infinity. I should add a parentheses. Absolute value of n plus 1 squared divided by 2n plus 2 times 2n plus 1. Now, this is going to equal, when you simplify all this is going to end up being 1 in the numerator, and the denominator, if you divide each piece by n, and y'all know how to do that. So this is, we're just dividing by n here, divide by n, divide by n, divide by n, divide by n. So that's just going to be fourth. So that's less than 1. So here, using the ratio test, that means that's less than 1. So this is convergent. Now, if k is greater than 2, then what happens is the denominator is going to be larger than 2. Then the highest power of n in the denominator is larger than 2. So the limit is going to be 0. So when the k is greater than 2, the limit of n approaching infinity of our a sub n equals 0. So that means it's convergent. So the series converges for k is greater than or equal to 2. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.